you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with another video, and big shout out to my new subscribers and my remaining ones. Thank you so much. I only need 5 subscribers. I got 5 on it. I only need 5 more subscribers to get to my goal for the end of this month, which is 500 subscribers. So if you're new here or if you're returning, subscribe to your girl. Come and join the family. But yeah, in today's video, as you already know by the title, this one, listen, I wanted to do a video on it when it first drops, but I thought, let me see how this plays out, because it is giving a big shakedown. But since this has gone on and over the past few days, more things have just been revealed. So if you don't know what I'm talking about the one and only Shannon Sharpe. I'll put his picture there. So he's an ex-footballer from America, and yeah, he's like a commentator now. He's big on the YouTube now. He did the famous interview with Cat Williams that was speaking on these big dick demons, deviants in the industry. And it's so ironic that he did that interview with Cat Williams about a year ago, so this time last year, and the tables are turned. So he was laughing and kikiing when Cat Williams was speaking on P. Diddy, TD Jakes, and all these like other guys in the industry. Not for the tables to turn, and a year later, now you're in the same mess, just like Diddy. And for the cherry on top of the cake, it's the lawyer that was trying to, his accuser of Jay-Z. Like it's the same lawyer, that ambulance chaser lawyer. So even with that, people are like, nah, this can't be true. But again, more things and more information has been coming out. So I'm gonna roll the clip and I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit. I kind of get this one here.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because
I was gonna ask you that.
Because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. Something you wasn't supposed to be doing.
You will tell it.
Guys, when I seen that, I fell out. I was like, no, I definitely have to put this in the first part of my video, because like, how's that even possible? And this is why I say do good in this world, because he's kiki and laughing and drinking it up, not knowing that he's messing with underage. Well, they're not underage girl, they are of the legal age, but because he's so old, it's disgusting. Like, he a dirty old man. I'm looking at Shannon Sharpe like, you remind me just as my father, my so-called dad. Recently, earlier this year, I found out about his disgusting ways, and I was like, damn, Cat Williams, I didn't know you were talking about my life. Again, I watched that interview and I was kikiing. Same time next year, I'm finding out loads of stuff about my own dad. Like, these men ain't ish. Like, so again, that's been trending on TikTok and people are blowing him up in the comments. And shout out to black men. Big up yourself for this one. Black men are actually holding him accountable, and I'm shocked. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because usually black men stand together, especially when they love like the white girls, they're snow bunnies. They usually stand, but no, people are like, this is disgusting. This is R. Kelly 2.0. Like, people are not here for the shenanigans. And is it giving a shakedown and she just wants money from him? Yes. But again, it's that same story. Like, how many black men, successful black men, have we had over like the past 5 years been taken down? Mostly by white women, but just by women in general. It's like the fame, the power, the money gets to their head. So I'm trying to do this from the top as I can remember. So let's start from Bill Cosby and his druggy ways and drugging and raping people. He lost everything, and he was a big legend, especially in the black community. You had Tory Lanez. He's another one. He's spending like a whole decade in prison over the Pow Pow and Megan Thee Stallion. Currently, we've got the P Diddy. We're still waiting for that. His trial, funny enough, should start next month. For the UK, we've got the young fella. He's apparently, raped a couple of girls while he was on his music tour. Can't make this up. Obviously, we have Jay-Z, but he's been found, innocent. The accuser was making stuff up. But I'm still giving him the side eye because, you know what I mean? Birds that flock together. So that's 5 men. And now we've got good old Shannon Sharpe. What today's video is about. When I say you can't make this up, you just can't. It's like, what is wrong with you? Black men, if you're successful, powerful, I need you in my comments. What is wrong with you? Why can't you just get married, settle down? I don't care what color the woman is. Settle down, have kids, and just call it a day. Like, it's literally the same song and dance, different year, a different successful black man, and you literally just lose it all like that. You know what I mean? It takes years to build up, and you literally just lose it all mm. Bill Cosby was a legend in the black community. I never watched that show because it was before my time. For me, it was Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince. But yeah, he for people that didn't grow up with their dads, Bill Cosby was like that father figure. Then to find out decades later his nasty, dirty ways, and he had a black wife, but he had all this madness going on the side. I don't feel bad for Shannon. He's a dirty old man. He's just obviously successful. Again, he's an ex-football player and now he's a commentator, but he dirty. So he's in his 50s, so he's 57 and the girl is 19 and he's been dealing with her. I think she's 21 now, but he's been dealing with her for, a couple of years. So apparently when they first started getting with it, she was 19 and it's just and then on top of that, she's an OnlyFans model. But it's just mm-mm, something ain't right. There's something wrong with you, man. I don't know what it is. But yeah, let me roll the next clip.
This is Shannon Sharpe, ex-football player, very popular podcast commentator, and he also has a problem. See, Shannon Sharpe was just accused of forcing someone to watch Netflix with him. If you don't know what that means, look in the comments. Now, to make matters worse for Shannon, that same person is suing him for $50 million. But it just keeps getting worse for Shannon Sharpe because the person that's suing him's lawyer, we're going to call the person that's suing him G. So G's lawyer's name is Tony Busby. That's not good, because Tony Busby is famously all about the dollars. For those of you that don't recognize the name, he's the same guy that sued Jay-Z, that sued Diddy for the same thing, making people watch Netflix with him. Now, suing Jay-Z and Diddy did not go well for Tony. In fact, Tony kind of ended up looking bad after that. But Tony's response was so, where the money at, Shannon? Shannon said, I got good news, I got bad news. Good news is, I got a client named G, she wants to sue you. Shannon said, then what's the bad news? Tony said, oh no, it's the same news. It's just good for me and bad for you. Now, I need you to listen closely. Tony having this conversation with Shannon happened before the news came to light. And celebrities obviously don't want this type of information to come out. True, not true, don't matter. You look bad, your dollars start to dwindle. So Tony basically telling Shannon, make us an offer and maybe everybody doesn't have to hear about this. Shannon did not make the right offer. Shannon allegedly offers $10 million. Clearly wasn't enough because Tony tells the world G is suing Shannon Sharpe because he forced her to watch Netflix. And here's where things start to get wicked. Shannon Sharpe comes out and says, cap, almost immediately. And an all-out war begins. See, the battle of public opinion nowadays is almost as important as the legal battle itself. What you think about Shannon Sharpe matters. If everyone thinks he did it, his career's over. So now you're the jury, and now you start hearing facts. Tony tells you, by the way, everybody, there was a 30-year age gap. I just thought you should know. Girl was 19, Shannon was around 50. Heads up. Shannon says, okay, well, first of all, Tony Busby trying to blackmail me. Heads up. Second of all, the relationship between me and G was consensual. Tony says, okay, but as soon as the relationship stopped being consensual and she says stop, you kept going. More specifically, Shannon would get verbally abusive. He knew where her house was. And while Shannon and G were watching Netflix together one time, she told him, look, you gotta stop. he did not stop. Shannon says lies. And by the way, her name is... He drops her real name, which I don't think you're supposed to do. She tried to file this lawsuit anonymously. Shannon said, anyway, here are the texts that she sent me, and here are the texts that I sent her. He drops pages of text that they sent between each other, basically trying to show that they had a consensual relationship, and some of their Netflix watching was rough. Now, I'm not gonna get into the specifics of these messages, but boy, let me tell you, one of them read. Let me just tell you one. It said, hey, Shannon, you know I charge $25K for each cheek. Shannon with it. He said, hell yeah. Matter of fact, let me tell you another one. It said, Shannon, put a... Boy, here, let me just write it in the notes app for you. Okay. Tony said, Shannon said, furthermore, I know you planning on releasing a video of me, so when you release the video, Tony, make sure you show the whole video. Because listen closely, Shannon Sharpe says Tony and Gabby have a video clip of Shannon looking pretty rough. But Shannon said, look, if you see the whole video, it's not going to be as bad as it seems. Tony says, or what if I release this? Tony releases an audio clip of Shannon and G having a conversation. And it's weird. It's basically G saying Shannon's trying to manipulate her and Shannon telling her not to use that word or he's gonna choke her. But it's difficult because in court, Shannon's gonna say, that's how we talk, that's how we play. She's gonna say the opposite. Basically everything you're gonna hear is Shannon saying he was rough but consensual. G and Tony saying Shannon was rough, consensual, then not consensual. And if it's not consensual once, you'll face consequences. At least you should.
Yeah, guys. So put that in just so you have more of clarification and you know more about him. But yeah, that's just like you said. That ambulance chase the lawyer. That's when you know things have like hit the fan. And you know what's made it worse? That he tried to pay the woman off in like silence. He tried to give her like 10 mil. So she's doing him for 50 mil, and I think he tried to pay her like 10 mil. And it's just like there's that forehead slap. Like, why would you do that? Jay-Z, this is why I love Jay-Z. Jay-Z did not play those games. He's like, I wasn't there. I didn't do it. He got really good lawyers. He fought it. You know what I mean? He didn't pay nothing. And that's how I knew Diddy was guilty with Cassie, because he paid that money so quick. And he was just like, I'm not paying her because I'm guilty. I'm just paying her just because he just wants to cut ties, and you know she can go on her life and I can, until the CCTV video dropped, and it was just like, so what was that? What was that you were saying, Diddy? You didn't do anything to Cassie. But yeah, these big dick demons, I'm gonna call them demons. If you're new to this channel, listen, not all men, but a lot of men are big demons out here just running around crazy. But I'm not surprised by this. A lot of people in the black community are just like, like, you know what I mean? Get your white supporters, your white friends to, you know, sort this out. With Shannon Sharpe, even with his kids, so his kids are biracial, but he's like, I have black kids. Monique, he's interviewed her and she tried to check him. She was like, I heard through the grapevine that you don't like black women. And Shannon Sharpe just gave it a look like, who said that? You know what I mean? Listen, like whoever you're gonna like, innit? We don't care. Like, it's 2025, we really don't care. But it's when you try and come back to the black community once you've been dealing white, and then the white woman takes you for all your money, everything you got, and then you try and come back to the black community. It's like, no, 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 no. We ain't doing that. Recent times, it's what happened with Jonathan Majors. He was with this white British woman. He's a black American. He lost his big deal with Disney. He's in a like in the Marvel films. I think it's Ant-Man he's in. And you know, he did Creed. He's in a lot of stuff. The Harder the Fall. That's one of my favorite films. He's in that. I loved him in that. He's a sick actor, and his body is body in. But back to the matter. He was with this white British woman. She made up stuff, and he did do some stuff because recently it's come out that he did like put hands on her, whatever. But guess who he's with now? Not a black woman. I'm not trying to come back to the black community. You know, he's been on like TV hosts, he's been on like black channels, like the Tambra Hall, Sherry Shepherd. I think even Jennifer Hudson. You know what I mean? Not him coming back to the black people and the black community and wanting support from us. But when you were dating Mike, we couldn't see you for dust. Like, huh? I just can't believe Megan Good married him. Like, I wish she didn't, but it is what it is. I wish them all the success, but their relationship was giving PR stunt, but we'll see.
Shannon Sharpe is a creepy, nasty old man. There ain't no reason a man his age should ever in his life be dealing with no girl that young. Monique tried to tell him years ago that he needed to be dealing with women his age, and he didn't listen. So guess what? When you play around with kids, you end up in childish situations, and that's where he in right now. And honestly, I ain't even gonna hold you. He's had several domestic issues against him in the past. So him trying to take this to court would not really look good. Because even though this girl is probably lying and trying to set him up, it's the fact that when you pull his old records and old cases from previous women he's dealt with, this ain't the first time that he's been accused of putting his hands on women. All right, so it really doesn't look good, even if this situation is not a real situation. He got other stuff in the past that was. So it don't look good, right? When it comes to the whole little race play thing, I wasn't surprised at all. Whenever I see dark skinned men who look like Shannon Sharpe, where they have like very strong afro features, most of them got so much self hate in them. When they get with non black women, they let those women run over them and do whatever they want. And those women know the position that they in. They know the power that they hold in the relationship dynamic. They know that those men are obsessed with their whiteness, obsessed with them not being black, and pedestalize them so much that they can really do what they want to do and get away with it. And they take full advantage of it. And that's the reason why this ain't the first time Shannon Sharpe have been in a situation like this with a non-black woman. Right? Like he's been in a lot of situations where at his age he should know better than to have put himself in the position that he's in right now. And that's the reason why I really can't feel bad for him, because you too old. You too old and you done been through too much already to be making rookie mistakes like this. But these old men kill me. You still want to be a little player out here in the streets, messing around with all these young girls instead of settling down and just getting you one woman and having a wife. See, if you had a wife, you wouldn't have to be dealing with all of this. You wouldn't be having to be dealing with somebody who could possibly be trying to ruin your whole career. But you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.
Listen, shout out to my girl. So she follows me on TikTok. I've been following her because I do use a lot of her clips in my videos. And once again, my girl told no lies. He's a dirty old creep. He's a creep, man. I don't care. Does he still look good for his age? Like, yeah. He's an ex footballer. I'm sure he still like works out and stuff. He doesn't need to go, like, he didn't need to go down this route. Like, for me, he's a good looking man. I know people take the mick out of him, say that he looks like Miss Netta. Even there's been some speculations allegedly that he was creeping with his male stylist. They falling out now, and now since that Cat William interview, he's just been in a mess, in a mess, in a mess, one after another. So this is not surprising. But I agree with everything she said in her video. I was shocked when she said this is not the first time DV like allegations has come against him. I was like, wow, swear. But when you see him on TV, especially when he's all suited and talking about sports, you wouldn't think he's that kind of guy. When God said, "Be aware of these wolves in sheep clothing," that's him, and that's my so-called dad. Like, listen, guys, if you only knew what I was going through in real life, like, I can't wait to do like more story times once I get more of a bigger subscription. But yeah, again, I agree with everything she said. And like she said, she touched on the race play, and I agree with her. Shannon Sharpe has very African features. Everything's big, big, like big lips, big nose. Everything's big in it. And he's very melanated. He's very dark skinned. He's from the South in America. And yeah, like, those ones that were told, don't go with a woman your complexion or darker, like, go light, try and get as light as possible. The self hate is real. And like she said, when you're walking down the street and you see a black man with a white woman, you can tell, not all of them, but some of them, you can tell the ones that have that self hate because it's just how they carry themselves, their energy. It's just like her, like they just hate black women for no reason, but it's because they hate themselves. And a lot of white women have caught onto this, so they do talk crazy to them. Like, even my brother on my dad's side, he loves a white woman. This white woman has ruined his life, got him arrested, you name it under the sun. This white woman, not just because she's white, but just because she knows she can, she ruined his life. And I don't feel sorry for him because you could have got yourself a nice sister, you know what I mean? But yeah, she definitely said a lot of good points, especially when it comes to like the race stuff. Like, yeah, these white women know, like, they know that black men are so obsessed with like white women that they can talk to them anyhow and treat them anyhow. Listen, if you've not seen the video that I did on that woman that pow powed her black boyfriend, the picture's here. I'll try and link it at the end of this video. Free, I think her name was Hannah. Free up Hannah. Because he was very racist, very colorist. He hated, you know what I mean? He said if he was to sleep with a dog, the dog's got to be white. Hmm. Rest in white heaven, that's all I can say. But yeah, everything she said in her clip was so on point.
If the age of consent was like 15, I can only imagine what this headline would have actually read with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is the living proof of why, as men, we need to put more emphasis on getting married. And I know he's spoken out plenty of times about failed relationships, his problems with his children because of his chase for success in the NFL. But if Shannon Sharpe was actually married, this would not have happened. Yes, I know married men get in trouble, but the likelihood of this happening drastically decreases. And then on another hand, 19? You're 50, 56 or 57. Either way, 19. If the legal age was 15, what would this headline have actually read? To any man that's out there questioning marriage, yes, question it. I understand. Shannon Sharpe has probably been through some scenarios with women that would steer him away from marriage. But from my experience, this is why you have to build with a woman. I can't speak on anything that has happened in his past relationships. I don't know. But for me, the woman that I decided to marry is the woman that has stuck with me through thick and thin. The woman that has stuck with me when I was broke, when I was depressed, now that I'm making money, now that I'm like, she has been there for me through everything. This Shannon Sharpe thing has so much for men to really like unpack and unravel. It's crazy. But do better, my guys.
Ooh, see what I'm saying? The guys, the black men are coming through. I loved his response. Especially when he held up the wedding band, like, yo, like, there's nothing wrong with being married. And like you said, black men, you need to normalize that. You know what I mean? It's so sad how close the black community was, obviously, post slavery. And obviously, we couldn't even get married. Like, you had to jump over the broom. But just things like what happened? You know what I mean? Just that tight community connection. It's so sad. But I loved what he said. Again, we all go through ups and downs in relationships and past and present, but it makes you think, why? So Shannon Sharpe's got 3 kids, and it does make you think, why did you marry their mother? You know what I mean? And even if she wasn't the one, the next woman you had after her, why didn't you marry? You know what I mean? Like, stop running through these women, especially the young girls, because those young girls will be the same ones that take you down. But yeah, I loved his response. Like he said with his woman who he's married to, you know, when they were broke, they built themselves up. Obviously, Shannon, he's been, you know, he's had money from like a long time. And the thing with like athletes and the NFL and stuff, obviously they get a lot of gold diggers. So even when a woman's approaching them, they don't even know if it's genuine. So I get that. Even celebrities, rappers, I get that. But I do love the point, like you said, just try and settle down, have a wife, have kids. You know what I mean? You know the saying, happy wife, happy life. Like, all this being a player, especially because he's so old. It's like, bro, you're touching 60. Like, how long do you think you're going to be able to do this? Again, he still looks good. He's got his hair intact. His body is bodying. But at the same time, how long do you think you can just be out here running with these young girls? You know what I mean? Again, there's been rumors and speculations allegedly that he might be playing for both sides. Let's just say that bye. And I can't remember. I might have to play the clip here, but he said, or people were calling him ugly or like Miss Neto, and he was just like, "These young girls love me. Like I can still pull."
Anybody ever told you look like Miss Netta?
They do sometimes.
Oh,
I don't get up. It used to bother me, but guess what? It don't stop them checks from coming in, and it don't stop them young ones from opening
And
up.
you know what I've noticed in the black community? So I'm of Jamaican descent, and if you know anything about them yard men, them it's like a running competition how many baby mums and how many girls they can pull. I know so many old men just like him. It's like, well, I can still get a young thing. Can you? And it's just like, all right, so you got a young white girl, and like, is your life any better? Like, you're still gonna die. You're still gonna bleed the same way. Like, what is this weird competition? It's so weird. But I agree with everything that man said.
Shannon Sharpe is equivalent to R. Kelly to me.
Yes.
Respectfully. And then some of y'all gonna say, nah, you reaching. Yeah, I may be reaching, but this is my opinion, bro. If you're 60 and you would have intercourse with a 19-year-old, I think you would sleep with somebody younger than that. I don't think it's nothing stopping stopping you from sleeping with a 17 or a 16-year-old. That's just my personal opinion. I may be reaching. Some of y'all gonna say, D'Angelo, you reach. I get it, bro. I get why you think like that. But me personally, I feel like he would have intercourse with a child. Now, has he done it? Probably not. But I wouldn't have him around my kids. I'm just leave it at that. I'm 27. I'm 27. I know some of y'all gonna say, I thought you were about 40. I get it. But I'm 27. And bro, I don't see myself talking to a 19-year-old. What the hell I like talking to a 19-year-old, bro? Like, I just don't see that happening, bro. And this man, bro, he's R. Kelly to me. Y'all can say I'm reaching. I don't care. I look at him as a yeah. Oh yeah, and this ain't just for 60-year-olds. If you 40 and you talk to a 20-year-old, I think you'll sleep with a child, bro. That just, man, I know y'all gonna say I'm reaching, bro. But oh my God, that's just the way I think.
Listen, you are not reaching. Just because Shannon Sharpe used to be an ex, footballer and he wears nice suits on SBS. Listen, he R. Kelly 2.0. You see how people are calling young Philly young Diddy, or a Diddy 2.0. Like, these creeps, these demons, these nasty, dirty men, especially because he's so old. It's like, I get it, your body's bodying, but still you're old. Like, what are you doing with a 19? Like, what do you have in common with a 19-year-old? And even her cortex, it's not even fully developed. Even at 25, people are always like, oh, wait till people turn 25, at least the cortex can be fully developed. And even with that, I'm just like, no. There's so many, especially with like, Gen Z and stuff. I see so many like youngers, and I'm just like, even they could be 26, 28, and I'm like, no. Now, first of all, talking about that, what did he say? He's 26. He's a hard 26. And I love how he said, I know you're going to say, you ain't no 26. You about, 40 something. Yeah, he looks old, fam. But jokes aside, I agree with him. And he's like, I know you're going to say I'm reaching. Nope. R. Kelly's talented and has demonic ways. Shannon Sharpe is talented and has demonic ways. Like, it is what it is. He told no lies. I love it. Like, nah. And it's like, do you remember that famous interview with Gayle King before R. Kelly got like locked up? And Gayle King asked him like, "Do you like young girls?" And he paused, gave her a look, and he's like, "So when you say young, like how young? Like how do you mean?" And I agree with him. Like, fair enough, this girl is 19, but when does it stop? Like, what age is it? 17, where you're like, I'm not doing any younger than 7. You're touching 6 there. And I like how he said he's that type of friend that would come around and it's like, yeah, my kids can't be around. And if you are friends with someone and you never see your friends' kids, just deep it. Like, they don't trust you around their kids. I don't get why people still be friends with people like that. Because personally, if you're going to be a player, adult, stay away from. I don't want that demonic energy near me or my kids. Like, but yeah, I agree with everything he said, and he is not reaching.
They're gonna make an example out of him.
Yes,
They're gonna make an example out of him. The more audios and text messages that release, it's disturbing. We all know what she was doing. We know. But you too damn old and big and black to have fallen for that trap. Any woman that look at you don't run is because she knows what you're worth. She knows what's in your pockets. And you should have known that. And honestly, I can't get mad and I can't feel sorry, and I'm not protesting. I'm just going to see this all through. And I hope he was already able to secure that $100 million contract for the podcast before it's too late. Because a lot of time those companies see all this type of negative publicity, they don't want to continue. And what gets me is the type of job he do. You talk crap. This is your job. You sit with other celebrities and talk crap about other celebrities. Now you're going to be the main topic on your own podcast. How does that make you feel? For somebody like him, he should have been within 2 yards of a situation like this. He should have known better. You got to live and learn.
Mr. Shannon Sharpe, you are too old and too big and too black for this. Listen, the way she was reading and gathering him up, like she said, we in protesting, not the black women or the black men. We seen this. You know when you can see something coming from a mile, and it's just like maybe it was his age catching up to him that he didn't see that she was running games. Now, do I believe she's gonna get money out of him? Not really, because I do believe he's innocent, but he has stepped down. I feel like he's been let go, but he has stepped down from ESPN and a couple of stuff that he's involved with, and that's how it started with Diddy. You know what I mean? The I'm stepping away, for the better of the company. Now, sir, just come out and say you've been let go and it's fine. With Shannon Sharpe, everything's happening really quick compared to like Diddy, and Diddy's was really bad. You know what I mean? There was so many accusers. With Shannon Sharpe, there's just one, allegedly, before more start coming out of the woodworks. But yeah, everything she said, I agree. Like, listen, you're too old and black and big for this. You know what I mean? Again, it's given like that whole King Kong with a white woman. You look at Shannon Sharpe and you're all scared, and and you see this cute little white girl, like, you know what I mean? It's a damn shame, but again, we ain't backing you, sir. Like, you've had your time to fix yourself. Even Miss Monique told you, like, yo, find yourself a sudden babes that will rub your feet, fry some pork chops for you. But no, he wants to be done with these young OnlyFans girls. I'm just like, okay, you literally have nothing in common. You know, when you're from two different worlds, it's just like, but it's just to say, I'm doing that, I'm boning that. You know what I mean? Like, it's that weird competition that old black men have. It really creeps me out, and I just look at you and I'm just like, ew. It's such a turn off, especially when he's like, I've had someone approach me, and I'll talk to them, and then I'll hear how many baby mums and how many kids. I'm just like, absolutely not. Ooh.
Y'all ain't gonna like what I'm finna say, but I gotta say it. Shannon Sharpe is a creepy old man. I don't care what
He
y'all say.
is.
He a creepy old man. But you wanna know what's even weirder, and I'm gonna check y'all on? I hate when y'all act like just because people got money, they can do whatever they wanna do. They can do whatever they wanna do without judgment. I don't care about Shannon Sharpe playing no football, being in the Hall of Fame, being on ESPN. He is a freaky old man. It is no way you as a man in your 50s is chasing after a 19, 20-year-old man. It just don't make sense. Then y'all not even looking at these conversations, bruh. And even the audio leak, fake or not, playing or not, this is a 50-some-year-old man talking to a 20-year-old girl. If you condone that, hey, that's you. I don't condone all that, man. Go find somebody your age. Go find somebody in your lane. Money does not give you the right to do whatever you want to. These people try to pay their way out of stuff. If he not guilty, why he offered a girl $10 million? If I ain't guilty, you ain't getting nothing. Nothing. He guilty somewhere. Somewhere.
Listen, that man there, I like. Shout out to the black men. You are holding him accountable, and I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, I'm so gassed. Literally, I thought obviously it's gonna be the typical black women speaking on it, but we done. We tired. We done speaking on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he is a dirty, creepy old man. Now he mentioned about him being freaky. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being freaky, but you can be freaky with a person in your age bracket or age group. Now, let me speak on my granddad. So, he was married to my grandma, who they were both the same age. Sadly, my grandma passed before him, and he lived like 30 years after my grandma. So, obviously, he remarried. But the problem, what we had as a family, is that his new wife was 30 years younger than him, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, out of all the women you could remarry, but it was good in a way that she was that young. Like, they helped each other. Then eventually, my granddad ended up being blind, and then she ended up being his carer. It worked out for the best, but at the time, it wasn't a good look. Like, she's very close to my mum's age, so that was mad. And it's the same with Shannon Sharpe. It's just like you're messing with this 19-year-old, and he's got kids around that age, and it's just like, they're the worst ones. Especially, it's like you're either the same age as their child or younger. Now with Leonardo DiCaprio, there's that running joke that he dates women under 25. So as soon as they turn 26, he kind of like drops them. Obviously, with him, they know the script, so they know what they're getting into, and he hasn't got any kids. Like, he's just living that bachelor life in it. But Nah, Shannon, we expected more from you. And like he said, the Hall of Fame. And you know what I mean? He's just got so many stuff that he's achieved that you're just going to lose it all in one night because this woman's like, oh, you've choked her a couple of times and you've done this. Everything's alleged. He could have. And like my girl said, he has been in trouble in the past for DV. So he is a big black guy. So it's like, you know what I mean? But I agree with everything he said. He's a dirty old freak. And there's nothing wrong with being freaky. I like doing stuff in the bedroom, but guess what? Not with boys who are like 16 and under or 19 and under. And I'm not even as old as Shannon, but even in my age, I'm in my 30s, I wouldn't go that, like, there's a limit, like, I wouldn't go that low. Let's say I was going out with a 90, I'm sorry, me in my 30s and a 90, what are we going to have in common? Like, I'll wait. Like, even when we go on dates, unless he's got that old soul and he's always chilling with people older than him, but at the same time, you know, he's going to be in college, probably getting his first job. What are we going to have in common? You know what I mean? I've got kids, I'm more established in other things, I've lived and been through other things, and you've probably not even had your first child. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Shannon Sharpe is a disgusting, slutted out geriatric weirdo for screwing that 19-year-old girl. And I say girl because her brain is not even developed. 56 years old, you started having a relationship with a 19-year-old, and you're talking about she's blackmailing you? I'm not even worried about the claims. I believe her. I'm just going to say that. I'm more so worried about the fact that he got on the internet and admitted at his big, grown, nasty age to having a relationship with a teenager and didn't think that the world was going to be like, that is so damn nasty. And then my thing too, people want to turn it into, oh, he's being taken down because of who he is. Shannon Sharpe is a middle-aged weirdo. He is a loser with money that is pursuing young girls. He could easily go and be in a relationship with an adult woman, somebody that is his age, but he started screwing a teenager, and he wants to cry blackmail because she's releasing receipts of him being horrible and disgusting towards her. You were screwing a teenager. Every single time they try to turn these men into freaking freedom fighters when they're just middle-aged weirdos.
Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot. Listen, not the geriatric, not her dragging out the whole dinosaur. You know, when you think of geriatric, you just think the oldest people and like should, you know what I mean? With age should bring wisdom, you know what I mean? You should be wiser. You've obviously experienced stuff. You're meant to be giving advice for the younger, the next generation. Not him trying to smash the next generation. Like, yeah, he's too big and black for all this. Like, listen. And then, you know, saying, oh, she's trying to blackmail me. She just wants to get money out. Good for her. Like, you know what I mean? If you couldn't see that from the jump, what did you think she wanted to settle down and have kids with you? Even though she did all that, put some black babies in me. Oop. Doesn't matter who I go out with or what color. I wouldn't be like, I want this. He's got to stop with all the fetishing, man. Like, oop. But yeah, everything she said, I agree with. I'm sorry, I'm still caught up on the Jerry Atch. But yeah, he's a dirty old man, like, and I just love how people are holding him accountable. He thought he could come on here. You see how Jay-Z came out and was just like, nah, this is false. They're trying to get money out of me. They're just trying to sue me. Shannon Sharpe thought he could do that, but admit to going out with this young girl and think we're still going to be on his side. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? You're literally touching 60 and you're messing around with a girl who's barely 20, like she probably just turned, you know what I mean? But everything she said was on point.
And since we're here talking, Shannon Sharpe and these text messages and the allegations against him, I just want to go on record and say that black men are the real bedwenches of the black community. And over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's proven. I exist in a lot of areas of social media. When it comes to race play behavior, black men, whether they engage with other men, whether they engage with the opposite sex, no matter what they're doing, it is prevalent in kink spaces. Black men, as much as they make it seem as if they're engaging with non-black women in order for some retribution for slavery, no, they are doing slavery reenactments, okay? That's one. Two,
We have to find a space to start unpacking how colorism affects the way that men navigate the world, not in regards to how they navigate women due to colorism, but how colorism has affected them and how they lean into specific tropes within how the world navigates them through colorism, and they turn it into a part of their armor and a part of the way that they see a benefit to themselves, and they think because they've done that, they aren't being harmed by colorism. When you look at corn online, there is a huge space of black men who only shoot with white women, who have white husbands who are cucks for them, and they are doing this bull content. And again, because they're the ones polarizing these women, everyone thinks this shit is cute. You are engaging in real-time slavery just for a better check. And having lived in the South and seeing how colorism shows up in the South with darker skinned black men and a difference, how I'm interpreted as light skinned to people here in the South. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. I do not consider myself to be light skinned. I have a sister. My sister Katrina is. I have a sister who's light skinned. I ain't light skinned, right? Those messages from the jump were, one, it was clear that he was paying a coin to engage with this person, which ain't a problem. I am a huge proponent of many other things that men come to me about are things they should be paying people to do. And I think it's lovely and amazing when y'all are actually engaging with the economy the way you're supposed to when it comes to foolery and when it comes to labor. But it was transactional from the jump. And if it's transactional from the jump, and from the jump, race and all of these other tropes within race foolishness are involved, that for me says that a part of the compensation was you engaging and speaking that way. Yeah. And I would gather, and also that's why he likes younger women. That's why he likes younger women. And the sad part is this lawsuit is likely foolishness. It's the same attorney who was behind the stuff with Jay-Z. And that's not me saying that somebody did something or somebody didn't do something. I'm saying that this attorney is known for conjuring spells. And because it likely will fall dust to the side, people aren't going to dive into. There are pieces of this where someone needs to sit down with Shannon Sharpe and say, you too old for this. Your platform is too large. And you don't look the way that people need to look to get away with some of the behavior you're engaging in. And had you not been someone who, probably because you were in the NFL, people have trained you how to cover your butt, this might have got you. Because 10 seconds later, the white men were on, it was either CNN or somewhere else, and your colleagues were trying to read you about this. So, in closing, race play is very prevalent with black men. Very prevalent. And the very bed wenches that black men purport black women to be when they engage with white men are the bed wenches that they are and they have been. I don't know what was in the secret sauce of slavery that would charge black men to, again, I made that video to be fascinated with whiteness the way that they are. Be fascinated with whiteness the way that they are. But I'll close with, if transness is about to be illegal and they take gay marriage, go ahead and take loving too. Let it be the Hunger Games out here, because you're gonna gag at the number of black men who are gonna give up their lives for some white shaker pudding.
Ooh, shout out to him. Like, yo. Just the race play. Like, there's so much to unpack with this. That's what I'm just deep in it, what he said. But yeah, black men, y'all are the real haters. You love to come for us black women, but y'all are the real Uncle Toms, the bed wenches. Because again, like you said, as soon as a black woman marries outside her race, she hates herself. She gotta, listen to her master, blah, 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 blah. But there's so many black men, especially successful black men, that have white or Asian women, and there's never any of that same smoke. So now hearing about the race play, which obviously he's touched on most in his video, I agree with him 100. At least with like Serena, let's just use her, married to her white husband, or Candace Owen. I've never heard anything come out saying, oh yeah, in the bedroom, he's got to call me his slave, or, you know, there's all that weird stuff. But with these black men, when things unfold, there is always some weird like race play there. With the rapper, is it Mano, when he came out a couple of years saying that he likes the race play when he does like smash white girls. And I remember him on Love of Hip Hop New York, and he had a whole black girlfriend, and it's just like, it's just weird. So obviously, when you have your black girlfriend or wife, you're not gonna do the race stuff with them. But as soon as you're dating outside your race, it's like, oh, let's do. It is weird. Like, what? Listen, even like the slavery when he touched on, like, listen, they're giving modern day slavery. You know what I mean? They think they're winning or winning up on the white man by taking their women, but it's just like, no. First of all, no offense to anyone on OnlyFans, but we all know what OnlyFans stands for. That woman's probably been ran through, just like that woman that slept with 100 men. She did some weird challenge and slept with 100 men in like 24 hours. Listen, that's not the kind of wife that a white man's trying to marry. And someone said, I think, yeah, Dr. Umar, funny enough, he said, black men get the white women white men don't want. Let that sink in. And I agree. Like, no offense, she your OnlyFans model, but white men probably ain't checking for her anyway. You know what I mean? So who's next in line? Black men are always waiting for the snow bunny to just fall from the heavens. And to end this video talking about Dr. Umar, I'm gonna play a clip, which I hate, but this is why I'm glad I stopped listening to him years ago, because he's just a big ass hypocrite. I did a video on him going back and forth with his daughter. If you're not seeing it, do check it out. But yeah, he's like, he knows that Shannon Sharpe loves the snow bunnies, but he's still our Uncle Shannon. Like, we've got to stand for him. I'm like, no, he ain't. Like, because he's the same man. As this was the other way around and it was a black woman, you know, she's self-hating. Even black women that wear blonde hair, he was like, if a black woman wears blonde hair, she hates being black, she hates us. No, she just wants to change up her look. You're gonna see me when it gets summer, like more hotter, you're gonna see me with blonde hair. I want to change up my look. You know what I mean? But yeah, it just goes to show that these black men are so, not all of them, just the demons, y'all are so full of ish.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my Uncle Shannon Sharpe.
That's right.
I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny, I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay.
Right, guys, so that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, if you're new here, subscribe to your girl. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.